Hi, I'm Tim Pomeroy and this is NRMA's Driver's Seat. With the cost of fuel spiralling upwards every month it seems, cars like this, the Honda Civic Hybrid, are starting to gain a bit of attention. But what are they like to drive? And are they the fuel misers that everybody thinks they are? Let's get behind the wheel and find out. Under the bonnet of the Civic Hybrid, well, it looks just like any other Civic. There are a couple of differences though. The engine is a smaller 1.5 litre petrol engine, and between it and the CV transmission sits an ultra-thin electric motor. It combines with the petrol engine to provide extra low-down grunt. So up front is the electric motor, and in the rear are the batteries, and they're located just behind the rear seats. And that means that they don't fold forward. So if you're after some extra space, that could be a problem. The actual boot space though is generous for a car this size. Behind the wheel, the Civic Hybrid, well, it's just like any other Civic. A couple of minor differences. There's an eco button on the dash here that you don't get in a normal Civic. That changes some of the settings to make the car more efficient. And the more efficient you can drive, the more trees you can grow. So is it any different to drive to a normal Civic? Well, yes and no. The engine's less powerful, but it actually has more torque from down low. And when you accelerate, the CVT transmission works well. The best thing about this new Civic Hybrid though is the larger petrol engine. It's slightly more powerful, but importantly, it has 40 Newton meters more engine torque, and that makes all the difference when you're out in the open road. Forward vision in the Civic range is great. There's a large expansive front screen. There's cutaways on the right hand side here to make life easier when you're cornering. It's a really easy car to see out of. Seat comfort, there's plenty of adjustment, and I actually think the seats are one of the best in terms of comfort in this class. At $35,990, this is the most expensive Civic yet. And for the extra spend compared to the normal VTI or sports model, it's really all about the technology that you're buying. In terms of features, you get a couple of extra tweeters for your audio system. There's some LED lights in the rear. Other than that, it's all about the technology. There are a couple of other differences with this hybrid that you don't get in a normal Civic, and one is engine stop-start. We're stopped at the moment and the engine's off. Take my foot off the brake to move off, engine fires up. And the only other difference between the hybrid and the rest of the range is in the brakes. The Civic Hybrid has a brake regeneration system, and look, it pulls up nicely, but compared to the rest of the range, the regeneration system lacks any consistent feel. I drove the first Civic Hybrid back in 2004, where it had a smaller 1.3 litre petrol engine. And this new hybrid with the larger 1.5 litre engine is a much better driver. It's got more torque, and importantly, it actually uses less fuel on our tests out in the open road. So that's a double win.